and I'll override my other recordings so that they're current recordings. So then we don't have the same problem we did last time. Okay, so this is lesson 3.2. Okay, we're going to talk about functions. It's not a super long lesson. We're going to talk about functions. One of the lessons before talked about functions a little bit. So anyway, the graph of a function is the first thing. It talks about graphing. I want you to remember that a function means that no x values repeat. Okay, when we take notes, you guys, I want you to write down everything that I'm writing, okay? So your workbook is very full of notes for your resource, okay? If you have a graph, you guys, the way that you can tell if a graph is a function is you do the vertical line test, okay? So everybody look at example 1. I want you to take your pencil and I want you to draw a line right there, okay? The equation of that line, by the way, is x equals -1. And then if you look at this, so anyway, what's the answer to the question? Is it a function? No, it's not. Like literally, that's all you have to do, okay? Now, I want you to put a dot right here, and I want you to put a dot right here, okay? I'm just explaining something. You wouldn't have to do this on your homework. So the first dot, the ordered pair is -1, 3. The second dot, the order is -1, -3. You guys, I just want to show you why the vertical line test works. Look, I just hit 2 dots. And what do you notice about the 2 dots? The x values are the same. Well, it's not a function if the x values are the same. That's why the answer is no. Okay? Everybody look at question B. I want you to draw a vertical line right there. Okay? So my question to you is, does that graph ever go completely vertical, yes or no? Does this graph right here ever go like this? Tell me. No. So will the red graph, the red line, ever hit it more than once? No. So is it a function? Yes, it is. Good. Okay, everybody look at question C. Talk to me about that, you guys. Is that a function? Yes or no? No. Hey, so here's the thing. Listen, just because you guys have never seen me teach like person one-on-one. When I teach, I'm constantly question you, because I want your mind like active and I want you thinking. So I want you to respond. So we're like all actively engaged in it. So if you don't answer my questions, then I think that you don't understand. So just, you know, be polite, let class flow the way it's supposed to. And whenever I shoot a question at you, shoot it back, okay? Okay, so let's talk about symmetry. So this graph right here, here's your y-axis right here, okay? And if you take half the graph, like if you take that green side, and if that green is wet paint and you fold it across that line, the red line, it's going to come over there, and so the green lies on the yellow, and it's symmetric across the red line. So that's symmetric across the y-axis, okay? Look at the next one. Here's your x-axis right there. Okay, so the top right here is wet paint, folded across the x-axis. The yellow, or pardon me, the pink comes down and lands on the yellow, so the graph is the same on both sides, so that's symmetric across the x-axis. Okay, now I want to talk about the origin. So the origin is a little bit tricky, okay? So what you do to reflect across the origin, or symmetric across the origin, you reflect it across the x-axis, and you reflect it across the y-axis, so you do both, okay? So guys, look at the graph. Let's start with the x-axis. So see this half of the graph right there? If I folded it across the x-axis, it would come down like this. And then if I took that pink graph and I folded it across the y-axis, which is right there in purple, then it would lie on top of the other half. So that's symmetric across origin. So it's just a double reflection. So guys, on that one, I did the x first. But look at this. You can do the y first. You can just kind of kick back and watch this. If I did that yellow, folded it across the red line, it would come here, right? Then I folded the green across the y-axis, it would come here. It still lies on top of it. So it doesn't matter if you go y and then x or x and then y. It just has to line up by the time you're done. Okay, who says I gotcha? Let me see up high. Okay, great. Okay, here's a question that was on a final about, I don't know, 4 years ago maybe they used to throw this at you. So everybody listen to this. Don't shout, just listen. The graph of a function can have more than one y-intercept. Don't shout on that. The graph of a function can have more than one y-intercept. So I'm very visual. So when I get a question like that, I always draw a picture. Okay, so everybody draw a picture. And let's give our graph two y-intercepts, because it said the graph of a function can have more than one y-intercept. Is it okay if a function looks like that with a graph included in there? It's not, right? What's wrong with that? It doesn't pass the vertical line test, which means it's not a function anymore, right? So can a function have more than one y-intercept? No, because that's not a function anymore, right? So read the first line. The graph of a function has one or no zeros, or one or no y-intercepts, okay? And then to find a y-intercept, you guys, you let x be a 0. So it's going to be 0, comma, some number. Write that down for me, okay? I just graded so many 1050 finals, and I'm telling you, if they ask you for a y-intercept and you write it as y equals, they will give you nothing. 0 points. So you have to really know how to write your answers correctly, okay? Okay, so read the next one. The graph of a function can have a lot of x-intercepts, and to find an x-intercept, you let y be 0. So an x-intercept is going to look like this, you guys. Look, some number and then a 0. So you let the other variable be a 0, and you always write it as an ordered pair, okay? Okay, let's do example 2. Find f of -3. Everybody draw an arrow to that -3 right there. You guys, are you used to seeing f of x, or are you used to seeing f of y? Tell me. F of x, right? So that -3 is an x value. Here's what they're asking you. Write this down, okay? If x equals -3, then finish the question. Don't answer the question. Finish the question. What are they asking you? Then what is y? Good, write that down. Then what is y? Now that you know that, listen to this. Does it make sense to write your answer as an ordered pair? That doesn't make sense. They're not asking you for an ordered pair. They want the y value. So you have to understand that that's what they're asking you. Okay, everybody look. Go to the graph. Go to an x value of -3. That's here. Move to the graph. That's where you're at. What's that ordered pair? -3, -3. The answer is not -3, -3. What's the answer, everybody? You just put -3. Or you could say f of -3 is -3. Either one of those is totally good. Okay? Okay, the next one. Find f of 2. 2 is an x value. Go to an x value of 2. Move to the point on the graph. Well, that's right where I was, right? That ordered pair is 2, 0. Everybody in the room, tell me the answer to the question. Just 0. Very simple, okay? For what x values is the function equal to 0? You guys, you have to read so carefully. Look, they say for what x values. So we're going to say x equals, because they wanted x values, right? So the place where the function is equal to 0 is, these are those 3 places right there, okay? So what are those x values? They are -2, 0, and +2. That's how you're going to have to write it, okay? Name the x-intercepts. You guys look, those 3 dots are the x-intercepts. So the answer to D is exactly the same as the answer to C. The only thing is D has to be written as an ordered pair because it's an intercept. So you're going to write those as -2, 0, 0, 0, and 2, 0. And that's it. Okay? Question E. Name the y-intercepts. Look at the graph. Where does it hit the y-axis? 0, 0. Okay, I want to talk about domain. What I want you to do right here for domain and range, guys, is I just want you to kick back for a second, okay? I want to make sure everybody understands this. You probably already know how to do this. By the way, there's a lot of overlap between 1010 and 1050. You will be very happy that you took 1010, for those of you who did. It's like 1010, very much of the same concepts, but just more difficult, is it? So 1010 is in my opinion, 1010 is a great start to 1050, okay? Okay, so find the domain. Domain is x, right? So here's your x-axis. You always start small. So where are the x values small? Clear down over here. I'm going to make a line that's perpendicular to the x-axis like that, okay? The ruler goes on forever. Here's my question. Will this ruler that goes on forever touch that graph right there? Yes or no? Okay, answer out loud so I can hear you, please.
Yeah.
But this stops. Look right here. Here's where the graph goes. Here, 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 here. That's the whole graph. My ruler is over here. It goes up forever and down forever, but it's not going to move. Does the ruler touch the graph? Tell me.
No.
Doesn't touch it. What if I go to the left? It's not going to touch it. So I have to start heading to the right. So the first place it touches it is a -3. Does it actually touch a -3, everybody? Yes, it does. So if we're writing it in interval form, we're going to go -3, and then we're going to close that -3 with a what, everybody? With a bracket is correct. Okay, now look right here. Everybody in the room tell me yes or no. Does this graph touch the ruler at a -2? Tell me if I'm here. Are they touching, guys? Yes. How about a -1? Yes. Keep talking to me. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No. So I back it up to a 4 and say 4 with the bracket? No, because that's omitting all that stuff right there. How many points are in that segment right there? Can anybody tell me? It's an infinite number. Yeah. No matter how close they are, you can always find something in the middle. So there's an infinite number of things that you left out. Okay. So it goes over to a +5, but does it touch a 5? Tell me that. So how do I close it? Parentheses, correct. Good. Let's find the range. Look right here and just kind of kick back. Okay. Range is y. Here's your y-axis. Start small. Where are the y values? Small. Whoa. Go perpendicular to the y-axis. So you're right here. Does this ruler that extends forever touch that graph? Talk to me. Yes or no? No. What if I lower it? Does it touch it? No. So I've got to go up. Where's the first place it touches it? -3. Does it touch it?
Yeah.
Yes. So everybody go -3 with the bracket. Okay, now let's start moving up. Look right here. Everybody just tell me, does it touch a -2? Talk to me.
Yeah.
-1,
Yeah.
0,
Yeah.
1,
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
how about a 3? Does it touch a 3?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. It touches a 3. It doesn't touch it here, but it touches it there, and it touches it there, and that's an infinite number of places right there. So does it touch a 3? Sure it does, in lots and lots and lots of places, just not over there at the end. So it's a -3 to a +3, close with a bracket, and you're done. Okay, who says gotcha? Let's see up high. Okay, great. Okay, question 3. Find the domain and range, state the intercepts, and describe the symmetry. Okay, so everybody come right here to part A, or question A, and do part A. Find the domain, find the range. Domain is x, start small. So guys, small on the x is clear over there. So I've got a ruler like this that's clear over at the wall. Is the ruler going to touch the graph? Talk to me, yes or no? Yes, really far down low, right? Everything's going to touch it until I get to a, talk to me everybody, a -2. So that's going to be -infinity to a -2, close with a, tell me, with a bracket. Is that it? No, there's more. So I want you to put a U. What does the U mean? Means or, means here comes more, right? Then it picks it back up at a 2. Does it actually touch a 2, everybody? Yes, it does. And then it goes to, how far does it go? Forever, right? So it goes to infinity. Range is y. Start low. If my ruler's really low, is it going to touch the graph? Talk to me, yes or no, guys? It is. Far right, far left, it keeps going, no matter how low. As I travel up, it's everything until I get to a, talk to me, to a 0. So the range is -infinity to a 0, and the 0 is close with a what, everybody? with a bracket is correct. Good. With a bracket because it's a closed circle. Okay. Question B, find the intercept. So look what I want you to do. I want you to go x-intercept, y-intercept. And then look how I'm going to set myself up. To find the x-intercept, let y be 0. To find the y-intercept, let x be a 0. Do you see how I set myself up so I write my answer correctly, right? So to find an x-intercept, you look at the graph, you've got a negative 2, 0, and you've also got a 2, 0. Then you look at the graph and you find the y-intercept. Well, there is no y-intercept. So should I just erase it and leave it blank? Tell me that. No, because then I don't know that you know. For all I know, you were like, I don't know, I'll skip it, okay? So I want you to write the word none, okay? And then part C is to find the symmetry. Look right here. Take this half of the graph, either half. What do I have to fold it across to get it to lie on the other half, everybody? The y-axis. Yeah, that's it. Okay, question B, part A. Find the domain and the range. Okay, everybody just look forward and kick back right now, okay? Let's make sure you understand this, okay? Look, domain is x, x is this guy. Start low, I'm over here. Will this ruler touch this graph? Talk to me. Yes, if I go this way, is it going to touch it? Yeah, because it keeps going. Everything touches it, everything touches it, everything touches it. How about a 0? Does this ruler touch right there? Does your graph ever touch that line? No, it doesn't. How about a little to the left? Yeah, it's just going to be down low. Little to the right? Yeah, really high. Everything touches it except for what? What's the one we said didn't work? 0, right? So they didn't tell you how to write your answer, so write it in the easiest way possible. That's what I do. I'm going to say x cannot be 0. That's it, okay? Now I'm going to do range. Range is y. We look right here. I'm down low. It's going to touch it, no matter how low I get. Everything touches it. Everything touches it. Everything touches it. How about a 0? Talk to me, guys. No. How about above? Yes. Tell me the range. What is it? Y cannot be 0. Perfect. Thank you. Y cannot be 0. Okay. Find the intercepts. So part B, we're going to go x-intercept, and then we're going to go y-intercept. Everybody look at the graph. Tell me what the x-intercept is, you guys. Talk to me, please. None. Tell me the y-intercept, everybody. None. It's never going to touch it. Question C. Don't shout this. Let's think about it for a second. Take half the graph. What do you have to fold it across to get the other part? What is it? It's the origin. You reflect it across x, then you reflect it across y. That is a reflection across the origin. Okay? Who says I'm with you? I get this whole lesson. Raise your hand. Okay, wonderful. Okay, before we start example 4, which by the way is our last example, I want to say something. If you do your homework and you do it so fast because you hate homework and you want to get it done, you are going to have a big negative effect on your test scores and your quiz scores. When you do your homework, I want your homework to look like this. I want we didn't show a ton of work today on anything, but I want your homework to be organized and tidy and clean, and I want you to get an answer and immediately check if that's right, if it's an odd. The odds are in the back of that green book, and I expect you to check them. I'm only going to give you the answers to the evens, okay? Do a problem, check it. If you miss it, go, what did I do? Everything's tidy. I can read your words. High quality on your homework is going to yield a high score on your tests and quizzes, okay? Okay, here we go with question 4. Is the point 1, 2 on the graph? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to put a 1 in for x. So I'm going to go f of 1 equals. That's going to be 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 2. 1 plus 1 is a 2. 1 plus 2 is a 3. What's the answer to the question? Yes or no? Yes or no? It's no, but I want you to explain it to me. So what I just found is that the point 1, 2/3 is on the graph. So if 1, 2/3 is on the graph, Why can't 1, 2 be on the graph? Tell me that. Say it again.
It says consider the function.
It won't be a function anymore, right? Because then the x's would repeat. So perfect. Good job. Okay, question 2. Please read the question. I'm telling you, those of you who took 1010, raise your hand really high in the air. Okay, you know how Weber State was so brutal on the final and the midterm, all or nothing, all or nothing? They're worse on 1050. There's so much all or nothing. So if you don't read the question, even though you know what you're doing, if you write it wrong, you don't get anything. So you have to read. So look, if x equals 2, what is the value of f of x? Everybody tell me, what is another name for f of x? Tell me. What's another name? What else could we call f of x? Come on. A y, right? So everybody write y equals. That's what your answer is going to look like. They're looking for a y value, okay? Now, x is a 2. So go into the equation and put a 2 in for x. So everybody go, f of 2 is equal to 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 2, and that's 3 over 4. So your answer is 3 over 4. Y equals 3 over 4. It is not an ordered pair. It's a y value they want. You have to read. Then the next question, what point is on the graph? When they say point, that's when you write it as an ordered pair. So that would be the ordered pair 2, 3/4, and you're done. Okay, question C. If f of x is 2, what is x? You guys, one thing you really might want to get in the habit is go, okay, I'm going to set myself up because I know they're looking for an x. That way I'm not going to get confused and write it like it's an ordered pair or something. So guys, look, f of x is a 2. So see that f of x right there? I'm just going to put in a 2. So everybody go 2 equals x plus 1 over x plus 2. What I really want you to get in the habit of doing right here is cross multiplying. If you have fraction equals fraction, the easiest way to deal with that is cross multiply. So across from the 2 is an x plus 2. Distribute, you get 2x plus 4. Across from the 1 is an x plus 1. 1 times x plus 1 is x plus 1. Move your x over. It becomes a negative. So now I have x plus 4 equals 1. Move my 4 over, it becomes a negative. I get x equals -3. I'm going to come over there where to put my answer box, and I got it. Okay, read the second question. What point is on the graph? Now they want a point, right? So now you're going to say -3, 2. Yep, because they told me y was 2. So please read the questions, okay? Okay, question D, find the domain. So this was review from one of the other lessons, and it's a very important concept, okay? Find the domain. Here's what you have to look for. This symbol with an even number in there. Do I have that symbol anywhere in that equation? No. So the only other thing you have to look for is a fraction with an x on the bottom. Do I have that? Yes. So you take the bottom, which is x plus 2, and you state x plus 2. Somebody tell me what to write. It was on the lesson. On a fraction, what can x not be? What can you not have on the bottom of a fraction? A 0. X plus 2 could not be 0. Was it on the video? Who watched both videos? Was it on there? Okay, I just want to make sure it was already discussed and it's not coming. So the 2 comes over. X cannot be equal to -2. You can literally write your answer like that because they didn't tell us how to. Okay, what are the x-intercepts? Set yourself up, guys. Look, to find an x-intercept, let y be 0. Set yourself up so you know how to write it properly. Go into the equation and let your f of x be a 0. So you have 0 equals x plus 1 over x plus 2. Now I want you to cross multiply, guys. Look, put a 1 underneath. Look across. 1 times x plus 1 is x plus 1 equals 0 times x plus 2 is a 0. Bring your x over, it becomes a negative. X equals -1, -1, 0 is your answer, and you're done. Okay, to find the y-intercept, let x be a 0. Look at me, setting myself up. I used to be really picky about the work on this. I don't think Weaver State's going to be picky about the work on this, so I'm not going to make you show any work. Look, to find the y-intercept, let x be a 0. Here's your equation. If x is a 0, this goes away and this goes away. What do you have left? 1 over 2. That's your answer. 1 over 2, and you're done. Okay? Now, you do have an assignment that you must have done by Thursday, and that's this assignment. Okay? Okay, I gave you a half a sheet of